In this video, we are going to see how we can convert the sales order to sales invoice. As we can see in this transaction that on 24th January sold pants to Mr. Samuel Burns. Now this is what we are selling as a finished good, because we have successfully manufactured the finished good items, that is shirts and pants, and now we are finally delivering the finished goods to our customers. So this is against the order number 25. Now if we scroll up in this project, we can see the order number 25 right here. On 12th of January, sale order received of shirts from Mr. Samuel Burns. And against this amount, we have also received some cash in advance. So we will completely see not only how we can convert the sales order to sales invoice, but also how we can settle the advance when we convert that sale order to sales invoice. So from this home tab, I'll click on create invoices and just directly select the customer as if you don't remember anything. Just right here, Mr. Samuel Burns. And as I select this customer, it will automatically prompt you for the available sales order. Now let's just choose the sales order. Order number was 27. Now this is a mistake. Let me just correct it. This is order number 27 and click OK. And it will again ask you that specify what you want to include onto the invoice. You want to create the invoice for all the pending sales order, or you just want to create for selected items. Now in this case, I want to convert the complete sales order. That's why I'll choose the first option. So let's choose this one. And at this point, you can see that we have already mentioned the customer advances right at the time when we entered the sales order, right? And we did this because we don't have to remember every single time about the customer advances. So that's why we entered it at the sales order point. Now let's change the date. It's of 24th of January and mention any invoice number for now. And the total invoice amount was 720,000, which is this one. And we have also received some advance against it, which was the customer liability, means a liability on us. Either we have to deliver the goods or either we have to return the cash back. So in this case, we are delivering the goods and we are settling the customer advances at the same time. So customer only has to pay 720,000 minus 400,000 is equal to 320,000 that customers needs to pay. You can specify any details in the memo and then we will save and close. Let's go to the last transaction and see the journal entry effect. I'll go to the reports and click on transaction journal. Let me just hide the extra columns. And here we can see that total account receivable is 320,000. So although the total sales made was 720,000, but we recorded account receivable only 320,000 because we have already received customer advances, right? So in this case, debit is customer advances. Why debit? Because the liability is reduced. Firstly, we recorded it as a liability and now the liability is being reduced. So that's why we are recording it as debit. So 400,000 debit and 320,000 receivables is debit, which makes the total to 720,000, which is exactly the sales amount. And at the same time, inventory will be reduced from the stock and cost of goods sold will be charged for the goods we are selling. This is the complete entry that QuickBooks automatically passes when you do this simple kind of activity. So that's it guys. This is how you can convert the sales order to sales invoice and at the same time settle the customer advances within the invoice.